Welcome to the Bobby Soxer Show, the podcast where nobody gets left feeling shocked, with your hosts, Ashley Paterson and Alen Mustafovski.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, we are back with another episode of the Bobby Soxer Show. We are your hosts, Alen and Ash, and get ready, we're talking about all our millennial collections. So stick around. There we go. Hey, that was a bit.
All right. So future episodes. Should we
Yeah, we can talk about future episodes. Yeah.
Before we get into it, we're going to be doing a cemetery review. So I'm going to be going around to different cemeteries and reviewing them. I know it sounds ridiculous, but there's more to it.
There's more to it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know you talked about this last week. I totally forgot about it. So it's still a shock.
That was hard. It was hard to communicate with you. Like, it's like, should I bring it up again? But like, I've noticed, like, there's a lot of cemeteries that have been neglected over the years, and I kind of like. A thought process has gone through my head. It's like, how many of these really old sites are still being visited by old family members and stuff? Yeah. So I will go into detail in that, and then we'll have like a little segment there.
What we'll do is we'll probably do like a vlog-ish.
Yeah, it's going to be like a
vlog, and then we'll come back for like review or like what we thought about our cemetery videos.
We're going to do a retro gaming playthrough.
Yes, we are. Yeah, I've got all the equipment ready to go for the next one, whenever we do one. But yes, I've got all the video game recording equipment all found and ready to go. So.
It's going to be awesome. We're going to go, at least me anyway, I'm going to go around to different fish and chip shops and review potato cakes.
Okay, this one I wasn't told about. I'm kind of mad I wasn't told about it because I'm like, well, I would do this too, but apparently I'm not invited.
No, because I know you're a busy man, so it's like I could just get.
No, but like I can cancel a Saturday.
Okay, I didn't know you were that passionate about
potato cakes. And it's potato cakes, you pricks from Sydney. It's not potato scallops or whatever it is. It's potato cakes.
A lot of controversy.
A lot of controversy around that. It's Parmigiana as well. Parma. No, they say Parmy. They say Parmy. It's Parma. Get over it.
Okay, we'll probably do card openings, Pokemon card openings.
Yeah, I'll bring some packs because I've still got some unopened boxes that we can go through.
Yep, we're still doing the Surging Sparks comp.
Yes,
it'll be drawn. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, it will be drawn, and in December, as I say, start to mid, where we'll just probably do a quick video of the winner. We'll do like a lottery system. It'll be on the wheel, online, or something like that, and everyone can see the people that are drawn. But not many people have entered, so please hit us up in DMs with your YouTube details if you've subscribed to the channel. So make sure you enter that in.
Yep, and. Yeah, we're going to do like an 80s theme because I kind of have to explain it.
Yes.
Like
we're going to do some 80s
and do the Max Stick episode. Max Stick, which is my, a comic book that was created a while back that is on the to-do list, on my bucket list. But it would be, we're going to do an episode on that. So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one because I really liked Max Stick, the character, but I never got to read any of it. I got to see the artwork.
That's the thing. It's like this pending artwork, and like I literally have to quit a 9 to 5 to just focus on that and get it off. And it's going to happen soon because it has to be done. And that's pretty much like a taste of what's to come.
What's the taste of what's to come?
A taste of what's to come. Bellissimo.
So, but yes, back to, I guess, this episode, we're going to be talking about all our collectibles that we've collected over the years. I, unfortunately, didn't bring any because I totally forgot.
That was a bit of...
And also moving house. So a lot of my collectibles are all over the joint.
And there was kind of a bit of disorganization on my part because we're kind of improvising a few things.
We're on the fly. We're on the fly.
You know, this whole podcast was birthed on
the fly.
Yeah, we've mentioned that. Well, technically, it's now going to be a future episode because we're doing all this on the fly. We did film an episode previously, which was supposed to be uploaded today, but now this episode is going to be uploaded. So we're flipping things around. Going back to go forward.
One step forward. One step back, two steps forward.
Yep.
There we go. So but you've got a lot of your collectibles out here, mostly Pokemon and some Tarzo stuff. But tell us about your collectibles.
So these collectibles are probably, most of them are specifically from the 90s because I was a kid back then. These were the big thing at the time. And I love them, and they were cool to have. The artwork was cool. Everybody enjoyed them.
Yep.
Everything from the base set, Pokemon base set, to the jungle set, to the dark set, and fossil. I think I got the fossil.
Yeah, you definitely got the fossil in Squirtle.
Yep.
You got the fossil set here, and then you got the dark Team Rocket set in there. And then you've got the normal base set in Bulbasaur, I believe.
I think. Oh yeah, I do have the jungle set in the Tarzo collection.
Yes,
they're hiding it. But I will be showing close-up footage as well. So you know, it's a bit hard to see from here, but this is the thing that I've been planning to do for a while because it's a part of our childhood. It's very nostalgic.
It's our history.
It's our history. And the reason why I think for many people these are so important is that it gives us a little bit of a capture of our childhood, and we can kind of like reminisce about times that, I mean, not everything was perfect back then, but so much of the stuff was awesome. Yeah,
it really was. And I look back and I wish, obviously, you always wish as a kid that you kept a lot of your stuff as you've grown up, as an adult, because you didn't really either know how much value was in it, how valuable it was going to be, possibly, or just even the fact that a lot of the older stuff had more quality than today. Like I went to, I think it was somewhere in Fountain Gate. I can't remember which toy store had the Power Rangers Morpher, and it was just like this cheap, cheap plastic coins. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm not paying $60 for this. Yeah. I know it makes a noise or whatever it is, but like back then. It was like it was quality. It had life to it. There was more depth.
Yeah, it did seem like there was more passion put into the merchandise.
Yeah, it was like half the size. This new one was like half the size. The coins were not detailed. And I'm just like, man, I swear back in the 90s, like if you got a Morpher, it was heavily detailed. The coins looked like they were metal. The coins were detailed.
Yep.
Yeah, and you could and it made the noise and everything. It was bigger, and I'm just like, and so I was very disappointed. New Power Rangers toy, that was like maybe my best example, was that this toys back then seemed like they were more quality than they are today.
Well, it's an interesting point because back then, I think because the internet wasn't like fully developed and mobile phones and all that kind of stuff, so in replacement of them, you would have the original entertainment.
Yeah.
Whether it was a movie or a cartoon or a video game, and then you would have the merchandise, which was usually figurines or toys, or whatever went with that, and kids would play with toys, physical, you know. So, but now with phones, you got apps and iPads.
Oh, it's a very interesting point. So you don't have to make the same quality because you know that the investment is not going to be there, or like the return may not be there.
Possibly. I mean,
because people are like kids, even kids today, they're not playing with toys, they're playing with iPads and iPhones and all that stuff. They're not necessarily really grabbing toys.
Yeah, I think kids, they do still play toys. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a toy section. But it's not as popular, I guess. I guess kids would rather, play around with the games and stuff on their pads and all that kind of stuff. And the toys are probably like a little bit of a side thing.
Yeah, it's
where
no longer
toys
the
were
main
almost
thing,
like the main thing, and then maybe you would have something else as a side thing. Like the electronics were probably a side thing.
That's a very good point. I didn't even think about it like that. From a marketing perspective, it actually makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you are also like... one of the best things in the world. Is if you can't see it on camera, it probably can. It'll probably blur it out. But you'll probably zoom on it later on. Your first edition Charizard, made in the necklace, like Mr. Logan Paul did for his WWE debut. he wore the first edition Charizard.
Now that you mention the whole Logan Paul thing, it's like, because you had that whole craze in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know what was happening with Pokemon after that. I don't know if it.
Don't even know if I
just unhook it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
There was it seemed like there was a die off, and I don't know where Pokemon went during that period of time.
Yep.
And then the card opening sort of came on the internet.
Yes.
And then there was a big resurgence.
There was a boom. Yeah, and everyone says that Logan Paul was probably like the big boom. I don't think so. I think he wasn't. I don't think he was the catalyst. I think he exacerbated the thing that already existed. I know. It's got weight to it as well. Yeah, it's so good. That's so. I wish this was mine. This is mine.
PSA 7.
This is PSA 7. It's still freaking awesome. Like, it still looks clean. I don't even know why it's a PSA 7.
I think they judged it harshly.
It
should be an 8.
I really do think do.
To me, it doesn't matter whether it's 7 or 8 because it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's like the fact of the matter is you've got one.
Exactly.
And
it is, in all true Charizard form, the OG is OG as it gets, and it's just captures a moment in time when
it really does.
Remember the first Charizard that was the first kid to have a Charizard in Coral Park Primary School.
Do you really?
Yeah, his name was Little Richard.
Little Richard, man.
His name was Richard.
Yeah,
he was little.
That's what we call.
So he was Little Richard. But I remember he had the card in his hand, and there was a big crowd around him.
Yeah. Wow. And, yeah.
Yeah, there was a huge crowd, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, did someone pass out or something? And then I, make my way through the crowd, and I just see this shiny orange thing in his hand. I go, oh my God, is that the legendary Charizard? Like, there was just this mystical kind of aura.
Yeah, that was aura. That was real aura.
To that day, most people just heard rumors about the Charizard.
We saw photos or like pictures of it in magazines, but we didn't see. No one had one in real life.
No, and then when it existed and it was in true Pokemon form, it was like, oh my God, that's the thing that everybody was talking about.
Forever.
For a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I kind of saw one. Was back in Coral Park. A guy, new kid in school, Jeremy, came in. I think he was in grade 5 or 6, and we're all obviously the same grade. But yeah, he brought in a bunch of his Pokemon cards, and he had a folder. He had like the original Pokemon folder with Ash and Misty and Brock on it, and he opened it up, and he had like 3 or 4 of them. Right on the first page, and then we just saw like I was stunned because I'm like, how did you hit 3, 4? Like and he goes, oh, it's my dad. Like we buy Pokemon packs and we're just lucky. I'm just like, that's luck on another level. that's luck on another level. I've never seen that. 3 or 4 Charizards in the one binder.
Just having a dad that wants to buy Pokemon cards.
Man, trust me. For all the international kids out there.
For all the kids with immigrant parents that would rather save money
that would
and buy property.
Look at us now. We can't buy property, but we can buy Pokemon cards.
I know.
So,
But it was a magical time as far as entertainment and video games and all that stuff went.
yeah, so no, I'll quickly go back to, as I was saying, that I think Logan Paul only exacerbated a problem that already existed, that Pokemon cards were becoming more popular again. Mm-hmm. We were getting trade shows, people were unboxing, the original base set. I remember on a live stream that I was on, they were like, $800 a pack, and we'll open it, and then if it's a holo, we'll grade it for free. But and that was only like a few years ago. That was probably like the better part of maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So I think the boom was already happening, and Logan Paul maybe just like made it a bit bigger or something. But like I don't think he was exactly like, I don't exactly think he was the main thing. I think it was a thing that made it a problem.
In true Logan Paul fashion, he probably rode a train that was heading towards big. And he saw the opportunity to sort of.
That's what I mean. Like I think he saw something that we that many people didn't catch on. So I think because of that, it's also become a problem.
But was Pokemon's were the animated series still being made and played throughout the 2000s?
Yes.
Okay.
So Pokemon,
I missed all of it.
So Pokemon didn't really stop. But I mean, Pokemon cards kind of like maybe died off for you and me and like almost a lot of other people, because there's so many sets that were in that just came out that I just missed after. I think I stopped after around Gym Heroes. Yeah. And I think like there was there's stuff like called Expedition, like Crystal and all that. So like there's a bunch of like sets that are just lost in time.
You know what's weird? It's for whatever reason, it's something about Gym Heroes that's a cutoff. Because I want it because I've got everything from the base set to the fossil set, right?
Yeah.
And then I was planning on getting the Gym Heroes set just to complete the
5, yeah.
And I just never got around to it. I just never did. And
I know what it is, but I think when we speak to a lot of people that are our age, that we kind of stopped around Gym Heroes.
Yeah.
There was not many people that I think that I know that collected. But maybe that's also because we didn't get maybe much here in Australia. Maybe it died off. But we were too young to probably notice. But I know the cartoon kept going. We had, I think we had every series, but it was never shown.
Yep.
We had a big problem where I think, Toasted TV or Cheese TV became Toasted TV. And we were in our, I think, 20s when it happened to Toasted TV, roughly speaking. And so we ended up stopping watching it. And I think Toasted TV eventually, kind of stopped. And I think watching Pokemon became a thing of, if you have Foxtel, you could watch it on Cartoon Network. And if you obviously knew how to download anime from... other obtainable websites, special websites, you could watch it. So I don't think, I think specifically here in Australia, I think maybe we suffered a lot because of licensing and the fact that free-to-air TV was becoming a thing of the past.
Okay.
I don't know, because when I was about 20 years old, almost everyone had Foxtel. Yeah, so that's what I think. I think once you move into
Foxtel and what's the other one?
Optusnet. Optus, whatever it is. Those two.
Pay TV things that we didn't. Because you say almost everyone had it, but I always thought the people that had Foxtel were the rich families.
Oh, for sure.
Because you had to pay an extra, I don't know, $20, $30.
It was $40 a month. But
due to inflation though, $40 was actually worth something back then. Yeah.
So this is the big thing, and this is we had Foxtel before. It was Foxtel, and it was called Galaxy, and it was essentially you pay for this box, you don't get any ads, and you can watch any movie or TV show you wanted, and it's directly from the US. That was the whole point of it. Then Galaxy was bought out, and Foxtel was coming in, and it became Foxtel. The tel part is Telstra. So I think it was a combination of the Telstra industry going, we're buying this this service, and we're gonna make it we call it Foxtel, because I think Fox, like the news company for 20th Century Fox and all that stuff, where a lot of their programming was on that box.
Yeah.
So it became, I think, Foxtel. But I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. The overarching thing, yes, it was about $40 a month, $30 a month, but you got ad-free content. There was no ads. It was like what we pay for now. We don't pay for ads on streaming services. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Like, not many people had it. When I was a kid, I would say about 5 or 7 when we got Galaxy.
Trust me, like, I thought that anybody that had Foxtel was the luckiest person of all time, because like you got to watch like Ren and Stimpy and
Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
it was a big
channel,
thing.
man. That drew so many kids into wanting Foxtel.
Just
really, Nickelodeon itself.
Nickelodeon alone, you got Rugrats. Yeah, I mean, obviously a little bit later, but Rocket Power. Yeah, Cat Dog, SpongeBob. I don't know if you remember this, but it was a cartoon called Reboots. No, it was on. There's a. Never mind. Then because Reboot to me was what like maybe almost got me into like computers and IT, because it was almost like what Tron is. Okay. It was about a computer, like life inside of a computer, and then every now and again, what we call the game would randomly place itself in the part of the computer city, and if you lost, then that part of that city just gets destroyed. Okay. And it was like essentially like I guess like if you it's essentially describing what memory is today. Like if something a corruption of memory in your computer, and then you had like the virus, and then you had like this guy named Bob the Guardian, and he was like always trying to stop the viruses from spreading and trying to constantly win the game so the computers could live on. And so it was fantastic. It was generational for my time.
And you know what was cool? Like Foxtel or Optus or whatever would get movies at the same time, like videos or cassettes just got released. Yeah. So it was like you had like this exclusivity to watch movies way earlier. Exactly. And they just stopped getting shown in the cinema.
Yeah, so that was a big thing as well, because like you go, what you would spend, I mean, comparatively, maybe if you went and saw, like, if you went to the video store and spent $40 a month on renting movies, I guess comparatively you could say I can afford Galaxy or Foxtel.
But would people spend $40 a month? Because like renting a movie at Video Easy or Civic. Remember Civic?
Yeah, yes, I do. I do. Video stores. But no, I think no. Hold on. There's a math to this. Because I tell you why. Because there were $7. Remember, there were like $7 weekly movies. Yeah. So if you got like 2 or 3 of them, you're already at $21. Yeah. So if you're doing that even like twice a month.
But how much were the overnight ones? Like $3 or something?
No, overnight was like $5.
Really?
Yeah, okay. Because especially if they were new, if they were just released and they were like new movies that just came to video, they were like $5 a movie overnight.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. How much of a tease was hiring video games from video stores?
Oh my God! Actually, I was talking to Adam and Soren on our podcast ages ago. But look, we'll stop right here. We'll get right into that. We'll come back for part 2, and we'll continue on renting video games. And we're back for part 2, where we just left off talking about renting video games. So if you're here in Australia, you would know that back in the day, Blockbuster, Civic Video, and Video Easy also used to rent video games. Back in the day, it was PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64. And and Super Nintendo, PlayStation, most of the consoles. Yeah. And we were just touching on. You go for it, because you brought up the subject.
Well, yeah, I remember one time. Do you remember Gex 3D?
Yes, I remember Gex 3D.
We got Gex 3D, and I fell in love with it the first night. I had to.
Yeah. Well, it's the only one you rented, so it was kind of forced upon you.
And I think I was only able to get like to the second hub world or something, and I'm like, I was a kid. I didn't have money to like get whole game. Like, where am I supposed to get money from? I had ethnic parents. If I asked them for the money, it's basically suicide. So, I just had to play as much as I could, and then my parents would get annoyed because I would be up in the morning playing the video games.
Yep.
So it was like a dead end. And now that we're adults, here you go, people. This is why we have issues today. This is why we go overboard buying all this crap.
Yeah.
Because we didn't, just like Michael Jackson, we didn't have a proper childhood.
We didn't really have a childhood, no.
We did. We got to experience everything, but not to the extent that we deserved.
Yes, that is correct.
We deserve these pointless material possessions.
100%.
Every kid deserves these. Even, kids in Uganda should
should get Tarzos. But yeah, granted, they probably made some of them back in the day, but anyway. So going back to that, yes, the big problem was you would rent a video game. And especially something like Final Fantasy, where it was like 4 discs.
You couldn't.
And you'd be like, oh, this is going to cost me $5 for 3 days. I'm not going to finish this game in 3 days. You would come up to day 3 and you'd be like, I'm only on disc 2. Do you
remember like all the demo discs that would come out?
Yeah,
when PC became a thing, you'd have all these demo games, and
PC Mag would come out with demo discs on the actual magazine and
demo
everything.
discs, man. Now that was a torturous concept.
They'd give you a taste.
Yeah, like
they give you a taste of what's the of a game.
That's almost worse than hiring games from Video Easy. Demo discs.
They give you a taste of a game, and you're like, and it was supposed, obviously, it was meant to make you go buy the game, but you couldn't afford to buy the game, so you would constantly play like the same level over and over again.
Yep.
So. You're right. This was like a torturous hell loop that we couldn't escape from as kids to early teens.
It was brutal.
It was brutal, and so I remember, just hiring video games and just thinking like, this is absolute crap because I can't finish the game in the amount of time that you get to hire a video game. It's impossible. And
people could do it. The people out, like, depending on the game.
Yeah.
Not Final Fantasy. It's impossible. You don't have 40 hours in 3 days.
The only thing,
no, you do actually. That is possible.
Yeah, it's possible if you have time. We were kids. We had 8 hours of school.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. You don't.
You would hope to the gods that you go, you know what, I'm going to get this on Friday night and maybe I can finish it on Sunday. The video game gods were not kind to us.
On one of the episodes, we did bring up these Tarzos, right?
Yes, we did.
But we didn't have the Space Jam.
No, which is arguably the better set. The Space Jam Tarzos.
These ones were the Looney Tunes ones that we got from the chip packets.
Oh,
and
yes.
The Simpsons ones.
And you've also got the jungle cards in here.
Yeah, I put the jungle cards.
Man, so good.
Give it a quick
I know I'm going to flip it around and you'll probably do like a close-up later. Yes, that's the jungle cards over there.
Sorry. No. Yeah. Base set. All the beautiful hollows.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's shiny on screen.
But my God, actually, one of my favorite cards of all time is that Jungle Flareon.
Oh, that's
it just looks so pretty.
Those colours, that green that goes into like that purplish whatever. Yeah, Flareon. This whole they pour it.
And same with the Nidoqueen. I love that Nidoqueen. Like I love that Nidoqueen. Like that shiny.
Yeah.
In the Nidoqueen. Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I always loved Scyther.
Scyther, yeah.
Just as a character design. I got the Mewtwo.
Nice.
That's the first edition PSA. It's not even PSA. It's
CGC 9.
CGC 9.
Which I think is now considered a CGC 10.
Oh, wow.
I think if you send it in for regrading, all the 9s automatically become a 10 now. I don't know what the science is behind that, but that's off memory.
Well, that's cool. I possibly have a 10. But Mewtwo's an interesting card because like there was at the time there was actually a lot of them.
Yep.
And I always thought like he was like one of the coolest. Like he was like the main boss.
Yes, he
but
really was.
He should have been. I kind of felt like he should have been. How should I say it? Like almost a second Charizard in a way.
Okay.
But he was almost like a common card.
Yep.
And I thought the artwork was pretty cool too.
I think because you know why, and I don't know if you know this specifically. There was a theme deck around Mewtwo.
Okay.
And I think that's why he came up a lot, because he was one of the cards that you could just buy in the theme deck. I don't know if you could get it in the first edition, but I definitely know that you could get it as a normal holo if you bought this theme deck. I think it was called I can't remember what it was called, but it had like Mewtwo on the front of it. And I'm just like, you can just buy Mewtwo essentially for like maybe $25.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but again, I don't know about the first edition. I think you could only get him in the packs, but I think when Base Set Unlimited came out, you could get him in the theme decks.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then you got like Venusaur. That's another pretty card.
Yep. Oh yeah, the 8.5 Beckett. Oh, beautiful.
First edition, and then Blastoise.
Oh, another Beckett 8.5.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So yeah, these I had to get the 3 OGs.
Yep.
So yeah, they're there anyway.
Oh yeah, no, I was just going to flip around and show you the Tarzos. Don't know if you can see it from there, but I'm sure Alen will do zoom ups or video on video of like the craziness that we had. Okay, so for people who don't know, back then we actually had to buy the folder and then buy chip packets to get Tarzos.
Well, the folders weren't necessary, but like to hold them the way they are. Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
you had to.
Okay, you're right.
You had to, because otherwise you were just carrying a stack. And I remember you could get like the tubes, like the Tarzo tubes, and put them in there.
And then you had the slammers.
Yeah,
but nobody actually knew how they worked.
No, I keep forgetting to bring that too. I found a pair of slammers. I found a bunch of them, and I'm like, I'll buy one for Alen.
I've got some.
Oh, you got some? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, so I got...
Because they were like a cool kind of a plastic.
Yeah.
They had like these
They were tough.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they had to be for slamming down Tarzos. Yeah. I don't know if anyone actually even played the game. Do you play the game?
Nah, I don't even think the game was like...
I think the game was like a second. It wasn't a second thing. Because how do you... Okay, we're just going to guess here for the people who don't really care. I'm assuming you stacked the Tarzos together. You used the slammer.
Yeah, it had to do with the amount that were flipped over and that, something like that. But I think that might have been a game that we just made up. But you know what I reckon that happened? They came up with a way to put cool artwork in chip packets.
Yes.
To get more people to buy chips, and then later on they made this narrative that it's like, hey, you could play a game with it too. You just buy the slammers as well.
And you're just like,
cool story, bro.
Yeah, cool story. We're not interested.
Yeah, it's like
you already sold us on the.
The marketing team already did a great job.
You don't need to go further. Then.
It's like there was a guy that was trying to get a promotion on the marketing team. Was like, hey, why don't we tell the people that you could also make a game out of this?
And then all of us kids are like, why? why are we doing this?
Yeah, it's so unnecessary. You already won it.
Exactly. Just and then when someone decided, you know what, we're going to make a folder for you guys to put your Tarzos in. That was whoever came up with that idea got the promotion that they wanted.
Probably the same. It wasn't the guy that came up with it.
It wasn't the guy that came up with the game. It definitely wasn't him. So
the Space Jam ones were interesting.
Yeah.
That movie was. What did you think of the movie?
I thought it was great. I still, I rewatched that game recently. When I say recently, maybe a couple of years ago. I think it's still great. I think it holds up. I think it's still a fun movie. It's still a fun kids movie. It's the first time we've ever seen Michael Jordan ever do something of a movie.
What do you think of his performance?
it was probably, you know
He
what?
got the job done. It was better than
It's
LeBron.
so far from real life. It's so far.
Isn't that the idea, though?
No, I guess it's so far-fetched because like Michael Jordan was a ruthless basketball player.
Oh, yeah. You're talking personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like smiling all the time and all that stuff. I'm like, man, this guy was not like this back when he was playing basketball. He was ruthless. He didn't care. He didn't want you on he didn't want you on his team if you weren't there about winning. If you weren't about winning and getting the rings, he was not. He was willing to trade you.
You know what's funny? Like
he didn't trade anyone from the Looney Tunes.
and that's what's funny because like that was like a matter of life and death, and he was way more laid back about it
than winning 6 championships.
It's like the guy was probably never going to see his kids again. Yet, like he was like, "Oh yeah, we might win or lose. Just believe in yourself." He was like nice to all of them, and then in real life,
he's a prick.
Yeah, I mean, poor Luke Longley, man, he copped it the hardest. He was like the best we had. Like that's the best Australia had to offer. Yeah, we treated him like nothing.
Yeah, oh my god! So, do wrong. I still love Michael Jordan. Like he's obviously relaxing now, and he doesn't have to care of it. But yeah, back then he went and filmed Space Jam at his peak. His peak.
It was an interesting sort of route to go because, like, who would have thought that you would, like, out of all the things you could have made Michael Jordan do, they chose an animation with the Looney Tunes for him, and then they came up with like a whole cast of characters like the Monsters.
The Monstars, robbing the other best basketball players like Charles Barkley and
what a great concept. They stole their talent.
Exactly. Oh yeah, ideas like that.
Yeah,
don't come around anymore.
Yeah, how funny! Like, you have Patrick Ewing, Muggsy Bogues. Can't remember
I know Charles Barkley was in there and. But yeah,
Larry Johnson.
Larry Johnson,
The Charlotte Hornets as well.
So like, you had some of the best guys, and you made this crazy movie, and it might be one of the most original concepts of all time. Now, unfortunately, with this story, comes the fact that there was going to be a skate jam. And Tony Hawk was supposed to be the lead for another Looney Tunes movie.
That would have been so cool. Instead they made a sequel of this with LeBron.
Like, it's like 25 years later.
Jam, yeah.
Skate Jam was going to be the next thing that came out of the success of Space Jam. Yeah. And it just never took off. It just never... And this was going to be like a couple of years later. So like it would have been in the 90s, early 2000s, this movie with Tony Hawk being... like the video game, like everyone had. It was the peak of Tony Hawk. So Skate Jam was going to be the next big thing.
That's a brilliant concept.
Just never happened.
Yeah.
And I don't know who to blame.
The marketing guy. It's the guy that came up with the slam. It's
the same guy.
It's the same guy. No, we act as if that guy has that much power and influence over these multi-million-dollar companies.
So, I don't know what happened. And I'm sure if I wiki it, I can't, because I wikied it a few years ago when I really was getting into like I was researching like a lot of Michael Jordan stuff. I think when the documentary came out, I can't remember what it was, The Last Dance.
Yep.
And when that came out, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go down this rabbit hole. And one of the rabbit holes was the fact that Space Jam was going to spin off a new movie called Skate Jam and starring Tony Hawk. And you'll just always wonder what kind of movie that will always ever been.
Yeah.
And that would have been one of the most epic things probably next to Space Jam.
Well, the cool thing is that you could have done that with a lot of other things. Like, what's a cool, like, I don't know, like a sport that everybody loves that, and then...
Yeah, I guess like back then... I mean, you could have had...
What about like a soccer jam?
You got like, could you have done one with like Cristiano Ronaldo or like Messi and just like had like a big Looney Tunes tournament? That would have been amazing. I guess it'd be hard to tell because maybe they can't speak English that well. But okay, if you did a movie like Space Jam with David Beckham, that would
Instead of that Bend It Like Beckham movie we could have had
a David Beckham movie, Bend It Like Beckham without David Beckham. It didn't make any sense.
You could have Space Jam 2 and then just.
Yeah, you could have Soccer Jam, so to say, but like you could have done anything. This was peak 90s and like peak thousands.
Yeah, because I had to hand draw everything.
Yeah.
Like, you had all the hand drawn illustrations. And if you look at the behind the scenes footage of, all the animators and stuff, the drawings were so, like they were beautiful, like masterful, and it just hit different. It just felt different. Like, had that those film cameras, then you had that cell
animation.
Like it just, I don't know. It was just a magical time.
And I guess no one really cared. I mean, I guess I quote unquote cared about profit margin because everyone was just about the movie. And I think Matt Damon said it well because he said in an interview a long time ago where he said, if a movie didn't do too well in the box office, no one really cared. Or the actors didn't care so much because they were going to get so much revenue from when it hit DVD and video.
Yeah.
Because people were going to go buy out the DVD and video. Now, no one does that anymore. They just all wait for streaming services.
Yeah. And
where there's no potential revenue to come back onto the actor and to come onto the back end to Warner Brothers and the distribution services. So I think there is something logic to that, but also we're in a time of where movie studios and stuff have never been more profitable. So I'm you kind of take away that with with a grain of salt, but at the same time, if you have the budget, Space Jam was made on probably a $20 million budget, right? And it made 300 million, 400 million. So it's doing 400% more than what it would sound. I'm sure you could do the same thing. I'm sure you can do Space Jam today for $50 million and get a return of 300, 400. And
I get what you're saying with all that stuff. I think profits, especially to big movie company or whatever you want to call it, is always going to be at the forefront. But the people that they got to make them, like your Spielbergs and stuff like that, you could tell, they were artists and they had passion for whatever concept that they wanted to bring to screen. So any innovation, anything that they were trying to sort of work with was a work of passion.
Yeah.
So all the stuff that you said, did allow them to afford to take risks.
Yeah.
And it just worked out as well as a whole,
Yeah, so back then, I guess that's the point of this, right? Back then we were graced and maybe possibly spoiled for a lot of good things back then because people cared about the art back then. And now I think as time has gone on, the quality has changed. It's different. I mean, I know it sounds like we're almost
being too pessimistic. It's not really about that. We're being real here.
It almost seems like boomer talk, right? It almost seems like because we're older and all that stuff, we were in the best generation. But I think we actually say that no, we were in a generation. We were probably in one of the better generations, especially for pop culture. And we just didn't. A lot of people probably didn't appreciate it back then.
Yeah.
Until now, and you go, man, you look back and you go, man, I really wish we could go back into those days, or where we had people care about the art and not about the dollar. And that's why there was so much quality back then.
Yeah, I mean, there was so many reasons as to why there was better quality things, especially in entertainment. Yeah. But it's just a product of the time at the end of the day. And Look, I appreciate what we have now. Like, we wouldn't be able to do this podcast. Like,
I guess with
back
that,
in the
with
day,
all the stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, we can, upload this. We can argue how great it is or whatever. But like, I said to Ash, I assure you, whatever happens with this in 10, 20 years from now, we'll look back in this and we'll have a laugh. And
exactly. We're like, man, we were really trying. So so I guess I really appreciate it. Now, you have some other stuff.
Do you want to talk about the one?
Yeah, so 151 was a recent set that come out. Recent-ish. Came out not too long ago.
What do you think of this set?
I love it. I really enjoyed it. Especially, you got some great cards in here. I'll show it to the camera in a second.
Thanks, Andy, by the way. If you watch this.
Shout out to Andy. He doesn't message me anymore, but I'm sure he's busy. New dad, new dad, all that stuff.
He's busy. Yeah.
But I'd say to catch a reflection. But Andy was gracious enough to give you all his doubles. And I
appreciate that.
So I sent him a few messages of like, look at the cards I got, and he just never responded. I'm like, all right. He's just busy.
That's how it is these days.
But I do really like the 151 set. It really brings back the original 151. And I'll have to trade with you about with some of my stuff as well.
Yeah.
Because I'll bring the binders next time and go from there. But I really.
Can you still get these packs?
No.
No. Because I've been meaning to try to get into this collection. I just never got around to it.
So a big thing about 151, and especially in Pokemon today, is that you can't really buy Pokemon cards off the shelf. You need to pre-order them from JB Hi-Fi or EB Games, and get your sets in that way, or you have to go to Kmart at midnight on the release day. So generally speaking, the release day is on a Friday, and our lucky Kmart, our local Fountain Gate, drops it at 12:01, and they're a 24/7 Kmart. So you will see a lot of people lining up at 11, 10:30, and you have to stay in the store. If you get given a ticket, and you have to stay in the store until 12:01.
Is this a real thing?
This actually... No, I did this last week.
Yeah.
A new Charizard set dropped called Phantasmal Flames. And the only way I was going to get any cards was to I pre-ordered a bunch EB Games, and I'm like, cool, I'll just pick them up when I get there. But myself and my boss from work, I went at midnight at Fountain Gate to get some, because some of the new cards are if you got one of the new Charizard, there's a special art rare and a gold Charizard. They go for about $1,200 to $1,500 raw, and so everyone's trying to chase this Charizard. I was not lucky enough to pull one. I'm very saddened by that. But my friend who went to Big W, he lives in the West. It seems to be happen to a lot of people in the West Side. But he bought 5 packs from Big W, and he pulled the gold Charizard, and I was very mad.
That is a bit odd that they seem to plant these in the West.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything
kind of like a Wonka golden ticket thing.
It's really weird, because all the crime happens in the West, but all people are pulling really good. Because I message these I'll message a group, or message a person, hey, where are you located? I'm in the West. I pulled the email. I'm like, why is it always in the West that you guys getting this good shit? What's going on in the West we don't hear about? Yes, I lined up at midnight. I got in at about 10-ish. There were 5 people. Oh, sorry. This is not 5. I was number 12, and then Hells was number 13, and then and they had 25. They had 25 6-packs, and they had 25 3-packs. And that's what you were lining up for. And 11:45 rolled around, and there was 40 or 50 people. So you knew about 15 to 20 people were not getting some of these cards.
That's rough.
So I'm like, nah, you come early. You come early if you want the cards. And it's same thing's going to happen next week. They're dropping the 8 packs next week, the ETBs. This is what an ETB is actually. Comes kind of like bigger like this, like that, and then you have to. That drops next week, and I'm sure I'm going to see like a bunch of people there next week as well.
It's kind of cool to see though that
it's cool.
Pokemon's
it is running hot, but the big thing is that suffers are the kids, because the kids can't just go in and buy random Pokemon packs.
Yeah,
that's a big thing. So what I do is like with all my doubles and like spare stuff, I'll go to a store, or I'll go to there's a guy in Dandenong Market. He takes all of the doubles and he makes like little packs and he gives them out to kids and all that sort of stuff. So I'm like, just take all the doubles out of my way, and then
my niece is always the Alena, the bigger one, is always asking for doubles and stuff like. It's cool to see. Like I've mentioned this before, but I love just seeing them enjoy the stuff that we did.
Yeah,
it's awesome, and them being young girls, I wouldn't think that they would be into this, but it's awesome to see that people of all walks of life are enjoying what we did.
Yeah, exactly. So but that's being said, like obviously if they're into Pokemon cards, I have to bring my doubles as well.
One last thing
go for it.
Before we go, because the Tarzos did have the Simpsons ones, and I just wanted to talk about the Simpsons one because Simpsons was also better quality back in the day.
Okay, well on that note, we'll wrap this part up and then we'll go and we'll see you back next in a couple of minutes. We're back, and if you were just here moments ago, we were talking about the Simpsons and the quality that has dipped down. Now, Alen was just bringing out these Simpsons Tarzos for everyone to see. Again, you'll probably see it in a picture-in-picture of the Simpsons Tarzos. But so
next to the Cheetos.
But you're right. I think you quickly mentioned that Simpsons were better quality back in the day.
The show. I think the writing of the show just worked better in that time period or something.
I think Simpsons. I think obviously to me also did down quality, but I do find still some episodes are still really funny, and then some episodes I'm like, it's okay.
I kind of feel like the jokes or something are a bit flat, in the other ones, where in the 90s, it just I don't know, I guess it just felt genuine and it just hit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love growing up with The Simpsons. I was never allowed to watch it when I was growing up until probably like early teens. And then, I took off. But I think if you had to describe a favorite episode, do you have a favorite episode of The Simpsons? Because I do have one, and I wonder if you do have one.
You put me on the spot, man. You know what? I'll try to think of it.
Okay, I'll say my one, and it might spark an idea.
All right.
My favorite episode of all time is Hank Scorpio, where he was like the James Bond villain, and
I know
that was one of the best episodes to me. It was one of my favorite episodes. Yeah. He's like, why don't you hang my jacket on that on that corner over there, on that wall over there, and then Homer looks around. No wall to put the jacket on, and he's just like, and here at Globex, we don't believe in walls. In fact, I didn't give you my coat. And he's wearing his jacket backwards. I was so impressed. Wow. It's like one of the funniest things in the world, or like, even when he's like, Homer's going around into his office, or like, his base of operations, he sees the giant laser, and Homer goes, oh, what's this room? He's like, well, I've never been here. He's like, I wouldn't expect you to be in here. This is my office. Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm looking for some sugar. And he's like, sugar. And he reaches into his pocket, and he gets just a handful of granulated sugar, and he gives it to Homer. And he's just like, would you like cream? And Homer's like, no. I'm like, there's so many. That's a double entendre right there. Because I'm just like, but it gets to go to shows like the writing was so smart back then. So Yeah, that was one of my favorite episodes, if not my favorite episode of The Simpsons. If you have one, put it in the comments down below. If has that sparked any idea of what your favorite episode could be?
I always really liked the Halloween specials.
Yes.
And those two alien things. That were observing.
Kudos. I voted for kudos.
Specifically, there was one that
Kang
comes to
and
memory.
Kurdos. That's like Kang and Kurdos. Yeah.
And their weakness was a plank of wood with the nail. They're supposed to be these really like sophisticated aliens.
This alien race.
That was the thing that they were most afraid of. But yeah, the ones that stood out to me were the groundskeeper Willie, Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And there was the 3D one where Homer went into that world.
Oh,
the way that he
and
described it was like, have you ever seen that like movie Tron?
I've seen the video.
And because there was just that kind of
the 3D environment. Yeah.
And at the time, the whole 3D animation thing was sort of just coming up.
That was coming at its peak, yeah.
And to see Homer in 3D form, it was like, whoa, this is just like mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And that there was something special about that episode.
Yeah.
And then what was even cooler or even a bit weird was he ended up dropping
into the real world.
Into the real world.
Yeah.
They teased us by making us think that there's going to be an episode with him in the real world. And I was like hanging for that, man.
And that never happened.
Never happened.
So it really just goes to show you that the writing was things were better back then. So this coming from a couple of millennials that were just born in the 80s, were some of the best era of music, best era of TV as we grown up, and now we can only do anything but one thing but reminisce on the good days.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's if you look hard enough, there's a lot of great artists out there, and this and that. There's a lot of question marks with this AI generation, but we'll see where that all goes. And, but we might have just passed the peak of human civilization.
The 90s and the 2000s where it was at. And I think there was no argument there. I think that was some of the best stuff as we grew up. But yeah, look, tell us your memories. Tell us your things if you grew up in the late, early 90s, and but even if you're a new kid, Gen Z, tell us your favorite thoughts about growing up, because you might have parents now that grew up when we were growing up, and they're exposing all of their stuff onto you. So tell us all your stuff in the comment section below.
Yeah, don't be afraid to engage. It'll help. Help
the channel, but also we'd love to hear your thoughts. So,
and thanks to everyone that does come back and
thanks to everyone that's watching, because I'm really happy to see like our viewership that's going up and our subscribers going up slowly. So thanks to everyone that's watching the channel. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. But also don't forget to sign up or subscribe to the YouTube channel to win the Surging Sparks booster bundle. So you can't get these anymore, and you can only get them now at certain Costco's if they don't sell out. So
we'll do a filming of that draw soon.
We'll do a filming of that draw soon. So as always, everyone, thanks for watching, and have a good evening or good morning.
Thanks everyone.
Take care.